Anything goes when it comes to the next stimulus package and, of course, the fourth stimulus check. It's a free-for-all, so let's get into it and talk about what I mean by anything goes. Hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video as it is totally free to do so. Let's be real. How many things are free anymore these days? Not much, right? As prices continue to rise across everything, all across the board. However, it is completely 100% free to subscribe and to watch all of my videos right here on the channel. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's talk through this. So Representative Garcia was out recently in a statement, and he said that he will not be voting for the reconciliation bill unless it contains immigration. Now, this is not much of a surprise, as we've talked about before. Over the coming days and weeks, we're going to see multiple different people across Congress, as in the House and the Senate, coming out with all of their new proposals, ideas, and plans as to what they think should be added into the American Families Plan, which is the next stimulus package coming down the line. Now, here's the thing. It would only take a couple, just a small handful of representatives or even just one senator to come out with a plan and say, hey, here's the deal. We need to have this added into the American Families Plan or I'm not voting. That's all it would take. It would only take a couple representatives or one senator to hold up the entire plan if they don't get what they want. Now, here's the thing. We saw a very similar situation to this late last year when it came to stimulus check number 2. Do you remember that? Bernie Sanders was out pounding the table on stimulus check number 2 saying, hey, we need a $2,000 stimulus check. Do you remember that? And eventually he said, I am not going to vote for this thing unless we get a stimulus check. Well, here's the thing. He eventually got a second stimulus check. It wasn't $2,000, it was $600, but either way, he got it simply because of his persistence calling on a $2,000 stimulus check and more stimulus, and eventually he got it because they knew they needed his vote in order to get it passed. Well, with the reconciliation process, we need every single senator vote. Well, I should say every single Democratic vote in the Senate. All 50 votes they need, assuming that all Republicans will vote against it, right? So they need every single all 50 votes in the Senate to get this thing passed through. So if any senator comes out and says, we need a fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000, and if we don't get it, I'm not voting. Well, then that person would basically just hold up the entire plan at that point until they get it added into there, right? So there's actually a lot of leverage that they have when it comes to all of this negotiating. Interesting, right? So we're probably going to be seeing a lot more of that going forward over the coming days and weeks as many of these people continue to come out with all of their proposals and their ideas as to what they wanted added into the American Families Plan. At the same time, we have Chuck Schumer, who is the leader in the Senate on the Democratic side. He said that he's going to be bringing the bipartisan bill for infrastructure to the floor in the Senate on July 19th. Why July 19th? Not really sure why he's waiting that long, but either way, he's kind of running out of time, so I'm not really sure what's going on, why he would wait until then, but either way, apparently he has a plan. Hopefully he has a plan anyway. But yes, he will be bringing that bipartisan package to the floor on the 19th. Wow, nice, right? Here's something else that's interesting. I've seen this in a number of locations across the last couple days here. I've seen a number of people throughout the House of Representatives the House of Representatives who have been out making statements along the lines of adding Medicare reform and expansion into the American Families Plan, as in expanding benefits to include hearing, dental, and vision, as well as lowering the age. And I've seen a few statements that say something along the lines of, seniors need additional support. And I keep looking at that thinking, are they potentially pointing to something? Like, are they finally getting it that seniors do, in fact, need additional support during this time? Now, I get it. Some seniors out there are doing pretty well. But for the most part, a lot of seniors are living on a small fixed income like Social Security, which isn't very much money, right? I see it down in the comments section every single day of people living on like $800, $700, $900. It is not much money. So it's interesting to see these comments about Medicare and the expansion and these people coming out saying that seniors need additional support. Hey, I like it. Hopefully they are actually alluding to something that they're thinking about a little bit further behind the scenes, which is expanding Social Security benefits and, of course, raising benefits, right? That's most important right now. Well, and of course, a fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000 would be pretty nice as well, as that could get done relatively quickly. All right, so next, I want to talk about this because in a day and age when many of us think that we're behind this whole virus thing and we're moving on and everything's good out in the world, here's what's interesting. Japan has just announced that they will be passing a $180 billion stimulus package. Yeah. On top of that, last week I told you Malaysia just passed a $36 billion stimulus package in which $10 billion, or one-third of the $36 billion package, is going to be sent out in stimulus checks, right? Not only that, Japan has just announced, literally like a couple hours ago, right before I started recording this video, that they have just entered into a new state of emergency. Yes. So once again, in a day and age when all of us are thinking that all this stuff is behind us, no, it is still very much real and going on right here, right now in the real world. There are many other countries that are still having a pretty hard time right now. Who says that some of that won't come to the U.S.? We don't know. That's the thing. Nobody knows. So the whole idea and thought that stimulus is over and done with, not a chance. There is not a chance at all that it's done and over with. No. So, with that being said, I want to talk about something else just really quickly. So, Nancy Pelosi. Everybody knows Nancy Pelosi, right? So here's the thing. About a week before antitrust bills hit the table in the House, Nancy Pelosi's husband took a $4.8 million options trade with some big tech. Which is actually the Alphabet, which is represents Google. So he took a $4.8 million options trade about a week before those antitrust bills hit the House. I don't know. I'm just a guy on YouTube, but I don't know. Does that even smell maybe just a little bit like insider trading? You ever heard about that? Yeah. I'm guessing Nancy and her husband probably talked a little bit. I don't know. Maybe just talked a little bit. Sounds to me like insider trading, but what do I know? I don't really know anything, right? I'm just a guy on YouTube who makes videos. But, of course, that is walking a really tight line right on insider trading and, yeah, kind of in that gray area. We'll have to see, but kind of interesting how this whole thing plays out. Taking a massive, massive position, right before some things hit the floor like that. I don't know. Not saying anything bad about Nancy or her husband. I'm just saying it's in the news right now. It's one of the headlines floating around out there right now. And I thought, you know what? This is kind of interesting because it's just kind of funny how things play out in a certain way sometimes like that, right? Either way, I'll keep you posted with everything going on right now. It is certainly going to be some very interesting times coming up as we're going to see many more ideas, proposals, and plans hitting the table when it comes to these people in Congress and everything they wanted added into the goodie bag. Remember the goodie bag? I keep referring to it as a goodie bag because that's literally what it's going to turn into. The American Family's Plan is just going to turn into a big old goodie bag where everybody and his brother add into it whatever they want, add it in, and they're basically just going to say, hey, we're going to add it in, and if you don't like it, I'm not voting, right? So either way, all we need is one person. We need one senator to come out, hashtag Bernie. Hey, I hope you're listening. All we need is one senator to come out and say, we need a fourth stimulus check in the amount of $2,000. Otherwise, I'm not voting, right? That's all we need is one senator. We have 50 of them out there. We need one of them. That's it. One senator to come out and make that statement. A $2,000 fourth stimulus check. Otherwise, I'm not voting. And then we would get it, right? That's all we need. So anyway, we got to put the pressure on, keep it on, turn the heat up, and keep pushing for what we need. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Thanks again, everybody. I truly appreciate you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Again, totally free to do so. And go back and check out any of the other 1,200 videos right here on the channel, as well as share them with your friends, family, and social media. Thank you. You're awesome. Have a nice day.